What's up? I'm late. What's up, Chaz? How's it going? And, yeah, you were the first in the chat to not. I'm really late. But glad that you can make it, Chaz. Hopefully everybody can make it too still, or whoever can. I know it's like, I'm like a whole hour later than what I usually start. I had all kinds of things I had to do after work today, and didn't expect any of it. So hopefully it's a pretty cool, chill stream. I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot. May not even be on here too long. Just keeping it kind of chill. Hello, zombie. Glad you can make it. How are you tonight? And same to you, Chaz. Hopefully you both had a really good Monday. I know it's definitely a well-christened Tuesday, 1 a.m. almost here for me, 10 minutes away. But yeah, I'm just going to keep things pretty chill tonight. Again, I was so late and I had so many things after work I had to do. Just going to keep it chill. What's up, Choco? She wasn't too happy with me. Being all home late and shit. Is anybody actually online? I didn't even look yet. I was so trying to, like, just trying to hurry up and get in. Saeed is, but it looks like he's doing some other reading. How many of these, Moogle things do I got now? 12! I'm getting places. I could get some more. Could obtain some more. If I go through there again tonight, so I think I'm just gonna do that. Gives me a good idea to keep an idea of these raids. Oh, that sounds terrible. It was okay? How was my day? You can be online. Well, if you want to be online and get on this, I could drop the duty finder and wait on you. But if you don't, no pressure. But yeah, I mean, while you do that, or log in, I can actually do a quick little run around. Same Monday as usual. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the same with me. It's a typical work day. Not too bad, I mean, yeah, it was a Monday, you know. I'll wait for you, zombie. While you get logged in, I'm gonna go ahead and run to the gold saucer. Sell these cards. Get some quick MGP. Logging in now. I was like, I could have sworn I summoned him. Alright, let's try my luck out for the knot. Maybe the scratch off will win. Got a 3. Only a 54. Ugh, I haven't had one of those in a while. I don't like them. $360? Not that bad. And no jackpot. But I got 144. Again, could have been better, could have been worse. Alright. That was quick. Honestly, though, just simple stuff like that, just every day doing that with MGP, that's one of the things that I frequently talk about, which is one of the best ways to actually get just MGP gradually over time without, like, stressing over it or, like, spending too much time having to grind in the games, which I've done both. So excited for Shadowbringers. Yeah, same here. I was actually thinking about that earlier today, just having so much story to actually just play through for a very long time. Hopefully, anyway. I'm hoping it'll just be just at least a few months of endless gameplay. So, zombie, where could I find you? Well, I could just do this. Nine to 5 weeks, you live it. Also, stability is amazing to have. Not many people have it, so you hate Mondays with a grain of salt. Well, that's one way to look at it. A more positive way. You are just being super sneaky and not. Don't do it. Okay. Whoa, Jericho. No bueno. So, Chaz, you got any games coming up that you're excited for? Sometimes I think it's funny how, like when Lalafell actually walk, how they look. Gotta love being Lalafell. Saeed, what's up? How's it going? How are you tonight? We could probably invite him in here really quick. Went too far over. We'll get you in there, Saeed. Don't worry. I know the game's better when you're playing with friends. It's a great game all around, but friends do help. Waiting for The Last of Us 2. It's still crazy that there's no release date for The Last of Us 2. And Sony's not doing anything at all for E3 this year. Sony games will be, you know, talked about, like Final Fantasy XIV has a thing, but that's Square Enix segment. But Sony, as for them doing E3, they're like not really doing it this year. And there's still no release date on The Last of Us, and that kills me so much. Elder Scrolls 6, yeah, that'll be fantastic. Elder Scrolls 6 will be awesome. Final Fantasy 16, I'm hit and miss on it. I want to know more details, which I'll play it no matter what, obviously. Tales 2020, is that like still in the same like Tales series you've been talking about lately? Gears of War is making a new game, but you'll definitely wait for it. I never played the one on Xbox One. I've played 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. Didn't really care for Judgment that much. I mean, it was okay. I mean, telling from a different perspective of the story. But oh man, 3 was probably my favorite. But I've not even played the newest Gears of War game. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. What is on your shoulder? Is she just, like, sitting there on purpose because you told her to? Or is that an accident? I'm just curious now. The same Till series, wow. You know, you gotta love a good game. I mean, Tales and Final Fantasy in general. You know, Final Fantasy started around, like, basically 1986, 1987. And, like, I mean, it's just a crazy thing to see them go on for so long, so many years. She sits on you, really? That's cool. I thought she just like... It's not really what I would have thought that would just like sit there, I guess you could say. It's pretty cool. You don't have an Xbox, so you're at the mercy of friends to play Gears of War. Well, at least you have some friends that are like getting out there to play it. I'm in the same boat. I don't have an Xbox. There's just not that many games, I should say, that kind of like entice me to want to play Xbox games. Gears of War was a different point in time. It was honestly, I think it's one of the reasons I like Gears of War so much. I was going through like a weird time in life, and I didn't actually have a game system, and I had this friend that was real hard out for cash, and he offered to sell me his Xbox 360 for $80. And I was like, yeah, dude, that sounds awesome. And he said he would throw in a GameStop gift card for $60 if I gave him an extra 20. And I was like, that is a steal. Yes. So with that $60, I was actually at the time, Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 had already been out so long that they were like dirt cheap, all of them. So I bought the trilogy and played them beginning to end on Xbox 360. and just fell in love with that story so much. It's one of those things, like, being Final Fantasy fans here now, like, you hear Gears of War and you're thinking, oh man, that can't be that great of a story. It is. It's so good. It's suspenseful, it's funny, it's kinda spooky sometimes, and it's packed full of action, and not to mention you got chainsaw machetes. It's like the icing on the cake. Like, if that's not the icing on a cake, then I don't know what is. You know, like, if I feel like I could walk into a cake shop and point at the icing and say, is that chainsaw machete? And I'm saying machete, I don't know why, but I meant, what is that? Oh, now I forgot. Bayonet. Chainsaw bayonet. That sounds even better. Chainsaw bayonet. I got confused with machete and bayonet there for a second. This tale started in 95. Elder Scrolls 6 and The Last of Us 2. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. That's the only minion you use? It's a cool one. One of my favorite ones is, there's, I can't remember what they call it. It's basically a ferret or a weasel. It'll go and sit on my dude's head. But, I don't know, I really like my Nemesis as well. I mean, the little crazy Kahoot, he's into all kinds of stuff all the time. Just running around flopping on the ground. Oh man, dude, that looked so promising. I thought we were about to get in there, and then it wiped back down to zeros on the healer and the tank. I had my hopes up. Shouldn't have. You have 27 minions. Zombie has 14. I don't even want to say this. I have a lot of minions. I have a lot of minions. I've got 113 minions. I got a lot. Old Puff of Darkness was the most recent, apparently. Along with, Wind Up Brickman. That's not true. Okay, that's it. Wind Up Ramza. I was like, Wind Up Brickman. Oh no, I've had this guy for quite some time. That Dragon Quest event. Old Gigi. Or Vivi. I don't know, I really like Poogie a lot too. You can't hate on Poogie. The Noodle Tombstone. Moogle Tombstones. Oh, yeah. I definitely don't have 27 or 14. I think I got 12? I looked just a second ago. Yeah, 12. I've got less than both of you. So don't feel bad, zombie. Which, I doubt you did anyway. Literally, I'm probably only gonna be able to get, like, one thing from this whole event. And it's probably just gonna be that Goobu mount. Because even though I'm so close to finishing the Sylphs Beast Tribe quest, I really just don't want to. If I'm being honest, it's the one I had the least amount of fun with playing out of all of them. It's literally their text. I feel like I could probably, maybe even just do it today, but I just don't even want to. Their quests really aren't that fun either, and a couple of them are locked behind fates, and that's the worst thing ever. To have them locked behind a fate. Oh my god. It can get so brutal. You expect a lot, and you mean a lot for Elder Scrolls 6. I am so tossed up about Elder Scrolls 6, to be honest with you, just because, like, I want there to be a Dragonborn aspect again. They've already initiated that scenario into, like, the gameplay of Elder Scrolls, but I kind of feel like you might not be, which kind of sucks. It just, to not be Dragonborn, and I don't know, maybe it would still be cool. It'd have more of like an older Elder Scrolls feel. But I don't know, they've got some big shoes to fill after Skyrim, that's for sure. Going for the Pegasus. How much is the Pegasus? Is it 30 as well? Is the Gubu 30? I can't even remember how much they are. Sorry, Zombie. Sorry, Saeed. I've enjoyed the company at the free company home. A little, okay, I took most gentlemanly off, apparently. So a little bit of a Manderville mambo for you. And I'm heading to Limsa. Should have went to Ul'dah. I'm heading to Ul'dah. It's 50. Gubu is 30. Already took the trip. But I could still look at the list. There's a lot of stuff on there. But again, I'm only really how long is this event? That is a better question. If you could look that up without me having to look that up, that would be awesome. You're gonna do a couple beast trobs. That's cool. Honestly, a few of them are really fun. A few of them are just not fun. Huh, what could I get now if I wanted to? I'm not gonna get anything, I'm just kidding. Oh, I can sell these for MGP. Let me close this first, just so I don't make an accident happen. I was a little afraid there for a second. I was like, what did I do? What up, William? How's it going? How you been? All it says was until 5.0. Ooh, well, means we got this month to grind it out. The White Griffin? Oh, the Ananta Beast Trap quest. Those are actually pretty fun. They actually got a decent story. They get a little grindy, but it's fun. It's fun. You get that elephant as well. We're in Alliance A. Oh. I just so happen to be standing in a good spot. What up, Riz? How's it going? How was your Monday, Riz? Hopefully it was pretty good. Ooh. It was a Monday. It seems like everybody here today had just a good old typical Monday. At least we got through it. We're in Tuesday now, or I'm in Tuesday now. A few of us are in Tuesday now. No longer in the Monday. But I feel ya. Well, that old typical Monday. Can't get past it, can't get rid of it. Just gotta get through it. Some time ago, EVNT died apparently, and I didn't notice. Sorry, EVNT. My bad. Out for the knot. Have a good one as well, Chaz. Have a great knot. Take it easy. Thanks for popping in. Until next time. Sweet. I was just thinking this is one of those times I wish auto run would kick in. It so rarely does when I want it to, but it's doing it now. Okay, you can stop auto running now. Maybe he can't. There we go. There we go. So, Saeed, how you loving Final Fantasy XIV? This guy has such a badass name. You'd think you'd be somewhere deeper into this place than this. Thanatos. A+, that's awesome. I'm glad you like it. Honestly, the community around the game itself is one of the best parts. Just like, most of the people that play the game, just some really great people. With a great sense and attitude. Don't really mind helping out people when they need it. And the story's amazing. You blasted through it so quick, too. You can't, like, that's awesome. Like, your skills are great. And, like, you finished just in time to be, like, right there at Shadowbringers as well, you know? So, definitely kudos. A good teacher. I feel like the group helped out a lot more than I did at times. Unfortunately, I'm very time strict when it comes to being able to actually get in and stream and play. I'm glad that I could help out when I could, no doubt. But honestly, I gotta thank the group. Like, it just, like, it helps me, when I say that the game has a great community, being in the group that, you know, like, the free company, being in that group, honestly, alone makes that statement so much more true, you know? I mean, it's a great set of people who's decided to follow the stream through the Discord, who keep up with everything that I have going on. I mean, a lot of great people, like every single one of them, and I'm so glad that in the times where I'm like super busy, like a big thing is I work a full-time job outside of here. I mean full-time is like 5 to 6 days a week, 8 hours a day. So like a full-time job every single day, because all this like besides the funding that I do actually get through YouTube, and then the awesome people who decide to actually help fund through either joining the membership through YouTube or hitting up Patreon and stuff like that. I mean, that definitely helps out a lot. But outside of that, I mean, it's like literally all me alone. Like, I don't have roommates. I don't live with my parents. So I work a full-time job to make up for that, and man, it just makes it even more awesome to know that, like, even in the times when I can't be there for others, that while I'm doing my job and the responsibilities, I should say, doing my responsibilities, there's a great set of people out there to be able to still help others and keep the good word alive off the channel and off of our free company. It's amazing. Shout out to all of you. I should just say at everyone. Oh, I hope everybody gets that joke. Oh shit. I forgot to put that on loot. Oh, monkey. Okay, good deal. Do I wish to do streaming as a main job? I would love to be able to, honestly. I'd love to be able to incorporate a lot more stuff, do a lot more video editing too with some things, but because of having to do a full-time job, it's actually very restricting, honestly. But yeah, I would love to make this my full-time deal. Every chance I could get off for work to do new content, I try to do it when I can. But, I mean, it's one of those things, it's literally easier said than done, you know? Honestly, I've had a great set of people who's helped me out with a lot of stuff along the way, which I'm very thankful for, but it's still, I get it though. I mean, it's one of those things very much easier said than done. But, yeah, I'm just glad to have made it as far as I have in the time that I've been here. I was about to hit the limit break. Didn't need to. Sweet. But you know what? I wanted to. I don't need anything from here at all. Let's give somebody random. Opia. They did a great job healing. Thank you so much. So, Saeed and Zombie, I know it's pretty late. Are either of you down to go for another round into one of the other dungeons? Up to you. Just wanted to make some confirmation before I dipped on out of here. The thing I really don't understand are, why are the Namazu earrings the most expensive? But, if you two would let me... Yep, you ready, Zombie? Cool, cool, cool. How about you, Saeed? I'm also down. I'm about that. Sweet. Okay, I'll get us, what's it, Circus Tower next? I'll get us wrapped up into that. I'm gonna take a very quick restroom break. Gonna grab a drink also in the background. Make this super quick. Once I get this going, I'll be right back. Alright. XIV and you. Whoa, 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 whoa. How long am I planning to stay up? A stat boost. Okay, last run for zombie. Maybe it won't take us too long to get in there. Hopefully not. I wish I had as many mounts as I did minions. Whoa, Rez! Are you still here? Can you log in tonight, Rez? Have you tried? I feel like we should be at that moment right now where you should be able to. I feel like we've reached the day. Wait, what? What about me? I'm honestly, it depends on this next one. In the next run, because I mean, it's actually very late for me here as well. It's 1:37 a.m. But it just depends. After this next raid here, if it actually looks like it's gonna be a little while before another queue time can actually pop up. Like this says 10 minutes. I might end up calling it my last as well. It just depends on how long it takes us to get through Circus Tower. But if it doesn't take too long, things go well, I could probably run one more right after this. How long you been off? 30 days! Get in here! Log in! Save your house! I've been coming resting on this place for a minute. Time does fly. Honestly, it's so incredibly hard for me to believe that it's actually June 4th now. That is incredible. June the 4th. Like, where has 2019 gone for real? Oh, don't worry, Saeed. You're all good. It's just, it's the emotes and the random sensitivity of Notbot. It's like 5 seconds. It's not that bad. No, it's just the emotes, really. Like, if you would've did, like, I think it's 3 of the same emote in a row. Like, if you would've, like, I'm gonna try it now. I'll do it to myself. Let's see. Like, I'm gonna use just 3 different ones. I'm gonna use funny, fire, shit. Yeah, it does nothing. And then I'll do, like, funny, funny, fire, fire, shit, shit. And nothing again. I think it's if you use 3 of the same emote in a row that it'll trigger Notbot like that. Name drop! No doubt, yeah, I think that's really what it is. It's just like 3 of the same emote in a row that it actually does stuff. Eating at the moment. I feel you, Riz. It's all good. I literally have perched at this place numerous times, even knowing that you wasn't gonna log in, even numerous times, or any time, any soon. I just don't really have a whole lot of anything else going down. Other than this queue. Huh. Won't bully their inches. Zombie going at it with all the fire. Oh, it's Magic hate. He accidentally banned you for 600 minutes. Damn. Monado out there banning people on accident. Sorry, zombie. Looks like we're waiting on 3 healers. I should have just went white mage in this. I just hate the healing responsibilities. Which, again, I must glean upon is why I am so stoked for the Gunbreaker. Self-sustainability. Ah. Okay, it looks like tides have turned. And now we need a shit ton more people. I'm gonna go roaming around again. Was trying to top not bought from tubbing me out, and he ended up making it worse. Oh man, that's never good. Oh, it's 600 seconds. That sounds a lot better. Still, 600 seconds is quite a bit. What is 600? Is that like 10 minutes? Pretty sure it does take 10 minutes. Is Dark Knot easy to play? I'm not sure. Like Batman? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, Dark Knot, like the tank in the game, probably. My bad. I just literally had one of those brain dumps where I was like, oh, that's what you mean, Dark Knot in the game. Because I was like thinking, what's the correlation going on here with Dark Knot? And Dark Knot, let me tell you, Dark Knot is easy to pick up, but the current state of the game where we are now, playing a tank, the reason I don't main tank is because there's a certain standard people actually have to the tanking that there is, and it's okay, sometimes it's a little annoying. You just have more of a responsibility, is the better way to put it, and like the lack thereof, for the most part, when I'm playing. And Dark Knot, the story's fantastic, and it's not bad, but I can't compare it to any other tank is my problem. It's the only one I've actually played in the game. So, there's that. Yeah, Zombie, I started putting the puzzle pieces together after a while. I was like, thinking of the correlation of the Dark Knot at first. I was thinking like Batman at first. I was like, is Batman hard? I mean, it's okay. I mean, I've played all the games, but like, I mean, I don't know. But no. My brain very quickly refreshed myself and let me know I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, and one of the tank classes that I've played in this game is Dark Knot. But again, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's fun to play. But again, the reason I don't really tank as a main is just like a certain standard of tanking. Like I'm used to like World of Warcraft tanking. That's where a lot of my skills came from, and they do compare a lot to Final Fantasy XIV, but they're not exactly the same. And I mean, it's okay. I feel like Shadowbringers, it's gonna be a lot more fun. As far as the standard, it's gonna kind of like lean more towards like kind of World of Warcraft-ish. A lot less tank swaps, which I'm a lot more happy about. Makes things a lot less technical in the game. As far as like tanking goes, this is just the reason I say it like that. This has been one of the more technical tanking jobs as far as all the tanks. And again, this is just me basing it off of Dark Knot. I've not played even Warrior or Paladin in this game at all. But they just make things very technical-esque. But, I mean, you know, if you wanted to give it a whirl, I mean, a lot of people have. Dark Knot's about to get some kind of huge kind of, like, I've not even looked at its gameplay at all, so I can't really talk about it too much. But I know it's supposed to have some big up in ante in, probably more, capabilities, when Shadowbringers actually comes out. Loads of people have been leveling up their Dark Knots just for the occasion. Luckily, mine's already 70. I'm just ready for more story. That's what I'm here for. That's my main focus. I love the story of this game. That's what keeps me so hooked. The story's just so amazing. But, I mean, like, that even goes to say with all the jobs. Like, all the jobs that I've played, I've enjoyed all of those as well, and basically through the story. Honestly, if I had to give a recommendation, as far as like, it's a weird recommendation. I know it's going to sound super weird, but I would play one of the melee DPS classes before ever trying a tank in this game. I feel like that's a good recommendation. Mainly just because, they have similar playability styles, although the tank's always going to be pulling a lot more, but you'll be used to a certain sense of like a melee combat rotation. And I think if you played through like a melee, like Samurai would be a great installment, mainly because that's the one that I could glean in the most, that I've actually done myself. But yeah, I feel like doing a melee DPS might actually help you out a little bit. Just getting that comfortability level down. Because being up close to a boss is, it's a lot different than being in a ranged view, which is usually my go-to. As you can probably see from my character profile, I've done a lot of like ranged magical DPS, a lot of ranged DPS, but very little melee DPS and very little tanking. And very little healing as well. The White Mage is my rose, if you will. Kind of in-game joke. A shitty one, but it still works. Hello, Green Dragon.
I could stay like this, forever following you. Just don't get too far, and I'll be right where you are.
Doga! Calm yourself. One thing I'm really hoping when Shadowbringers comes is that, honestly, the Rathalers, I want that fight to just be nuked so bad. Like, I've had so many clears, but not many people are even willing to even get in there, and the people that want to usually want to do, like, all tank stuff. I feel like I've went through enough grueling pain that I've got the Poogie. I want them out. Rathalos. I can keep going on with different variations. But no Dell, I want that mount so bad. I'm still jealous of Rez. He was able to get into so many more good parties than I was, and was actually able to get, or obtain, I should say, the actual Rathalos mount. I want it so bad. I'm not even a Monster Hunter World fan. Nothing against it. I just don't know anything about it. But I love that mount. I mean, it's amazing. It's like the most detailed dragon in this whole game. Questionably, but close enough. As far as mount goes, hell yeah. See all this stuff about the trust system looks cool? Yeah, I mean, I kinda like it. You know, the good idea of being able to, like, play with, like, NPCs. When you can't get, like, actual people to jump in and play with you. I mean, it kind of helps out. Like, that would really help out with, like, Blue Mage. Like, I could have seen that a lot. Because they made Blue Mage so solo play-esque, that you really did end up needing help in the end. Blue Mage, they made it for solo play. Not for solo play. Yeah, I could see that. And the trust system, yeah, it's kind of cool. It reminds me of just like kind of like Elder Scrolls, how like if you join a certain like companion or a guild or a group inside the game, that you could actually like get one of the people to actually go into missions with you after you had a certain amount of respect or trust. The Regalia? Feel like you'll never get that car? Just run you some MGP games! That's so much easier than running Rathalos. I could go on all day. So, like, is the car, was it just an event thing, or is it a forever pros at the Gold Saucer? Like, I literally feel like it should be a forever pros. I kind of wish that you could gift MGP. I would so totally fucking give you that much MGP. Just right off the bat. I totally would. Just bro to bro, you deserve it. You've helped me out with so much shit. Not only that, I mean, if you're a Final Fantasy 15 fan alone, I feel like you automatically deserve it. Especially if you're a Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 14 fan. And it's like next level. You get one of those, that doesn't even make any sense, but it makes sense at the exact same time. You'd rather do a thought, really? You like that each sign behaves differently in battle? I mean, it's true. Most of them are a different class or job, so to speak. So it makes sense, and they all have their own personalities as well. It makes them so much more likable. This plays out so quick. Which I'm not complaining. It's going very well. Good deal, Zonde Tom. I just really didn't want that loot. I don't need it. Oh man, we're actually in a pretty good party here. What is that, 42%? 38?
Is what the whole universe is doing at the place you call here and now.
19%. We're almost out of here. Good deal. Ah! I feel like that's what his face was probably saying right there. Ah! Why, you fools? I'm pretty damn sure I got the wind up onion knot, but I thought I'd get a little shake ski. Yeah, I got it. Okay. I just wanted to check. Zacharias, thank you for healing for us tonight. Here, the trust system is pretty good. Yeah, I've seen some pretty different things with it a little bit. I've watched a little bit of like some people who had the chance to do a little bit of the pre-play benchmark testing and stuff like that, try to test out the new jobs and see what they played, like test out the rotations. And yeah, I saw a little bit of that when it came to the trust system. Not much, but I saw a little bit. Okay. I know Zombie said she's gonna get out of here. I'm about to take probably the last restroom break of the night. Rez, if you actually log in and want to get in here, that'd be pretty awesome. But if not, totally feel you as well. And Saeed, it's up to you if you want to stick around as well. I'm gonna, again, about to take my last restroom break. Gonna do the very last raid of the night here for this event, so to speak, and then probably gonna call it after that. But I will do one more raid. But that'll be it. Give me just a moment. I'll be right back. Give me just a second. Okay. Still can't. What? Really? You're down? Sounds good, Saeed. Man, that's crazy, though. Is there like a link you gotta follow, maybe, to follow up in? And, take it easy, zombie. Have a great night. Alright, yeah, I'm really not sure what the whole process to really get into that is, Riz. That definitely sucks, though. And good night to you as well, zombie. I'm gonna go ahead and throw up the duty fonder for this last thing here. Rez, if you figure it out before we get in there, let me know and I'll get you in there with us. I just don't want to be up too much later. I'm getting very tired. Not to mention I've got work tomorrow. I did start the night off very late. But if you manage to figure it out, or no doubt, would love to have you in here, Rez. But it's, as Saeed said as well, have a great night, zombie, no doubt. And thank you so much for playing tonight. Definitely glad to have you in the party. It was a lot of fun. Let's go explore some older areas. Always like doing this. What other games you gonna be streaming soon? Well, Wednesday, I'm gonna be back on the air. Apparently there was multiple endings, and I need to play a few of them to get the full story content. So there's that. Wednesday, Shadowbringers will be out the 28th. So honestly, Final Fantasy XIV is gonna be a very big focus for a while. Outside of that, I'm not really quite so sure at the moment. Really just gonna be trying to like ramp up what I can within the air before Shadowbringers actually comes out. Cause then it's gonna be my main focus until I get to a more of a wiggle room to kind of like not necessarily think about it, worry about it, or have as much content to really run through. But like, definitely have looked at a few games. Like earlier tonight, we were talking about The Last of Us 2. I would really love to get on that, but not having a release date, I'm a little less excited for it. And a lot of stuff outside of that's kind of up in the air. There's a few games I'd really like to play. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 was out there. I still never had the chance to do it. But I might just kind of, I don't want to say blacklist it, but more like backlist it is a good way to put it. Just put it off for a while till the hype went completely down. To bring it back up maybe later on sometime in the future. So I don't really know outside of that. There's definitely going to be some games that rise up, but at the moment, I can't think of anything too specific that I'm really trying to exactly play in the future. Can't really think of any games coming up. The Last of Us 2, outside of Final Fantasy again, that is, but, and, you know, the Elder Scrolls, we talked about that a little bit earlier as well. I'd love for that to happen, but there's no, like, any real confirmed release dates on a lot of the stuff for that, as far as that goes, so Shadowbringers is my biggest thing that I'm really most excited for. Counts down to the last minute, that's probably what it is, honestly, Riz, it's probably exactly what it is. One of my favorite jumps in the game is right here. Have to join you next time. It's all good, Riz. I'll be here next time, no doubt. Definitely waiting for you ready. Check on that house every day. Also, don't worry. I won't let any robbers come in. Wouldn't that be shitty if that was a thing? People could rob your shit. I think we'll all be pretty active in Shadowbringers, honestly. The thing that slows me down a lot is actually my job and all that stuff, but when Shadowbringers hits, we're definitely gonna have a lot more people. That's the kind of the thing where we're at right now. Like, even myself, my character's at 399 on his item level. I just don't have a lot of wiggle room as far as like anything to actually do in the game. This Moogle Treasure Trove thing is actually a really cool thing to actually be relevant right now. It gives a lot of people reasons to jump in and play and get back in here right before Shadowbringers hits. Maybe hit a few little what's the word? Maybe bucket list items, you know, before it hits. You know, so that's a pretty cool thing. But as far as that goes, a lot of people are very caught up. Even, you know, again, like myself, I'm at 399. There's some improvement that could be done for my character, but I'm not about to do Eureka, like, ever. And a few other things aren't really, they're more so pretty much out of question. Like this ring, I've got kind of like nothing I can do with it until Shadowbringers, unless I just go do well, really? No, there's nothing. My weapon is the only thing in it that's Eureka-based, if I do that. So, my character's pretty much plateaued for the moment. So that'd be a really good thing to have, actually, as far as Shadowbringers goes. Just, like, non-plateau. So excited to play Dancer. Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people, especially here in, you, Rez, Steven, both of you, I feel like I've heard a few people pretty excited for it as well, and you know, to be honest with you, I mean, it looks pretty fun. It looks interesting. It's going to be a very hands-on class. I feel like very DPS, very support. We'll miss job quests, though. Wait, is there not going to be job quests at all? Surely they're not taking job quests out. I mean, that's half the reason I play the damn game. Or do you mean job quests for, like, other classes? Maybe. I just feel like if they took that aspect out of the game, it'd just make things so grindy. Here we go. World of Darkness. With role quests? What? That's weird. What's the difference? I just don't see how they can mask over, like, 3 expansions of a game and not have existing job quests. I don't know. That seems weird. Tying heavily with the main scenario quest. That sounds cool, but also sounds like disaster in a way. I don't know. But then again, I mean, we're probably ramping out, I mean, realistically, towards the end of the Final Fantasy XIV-esque. If this isn't the last expansion, there'll probably only be one more after it, realistically. I mean, it's kind of how MMOs go, unless they're, like, pre-existing, already like World of Warcraft. But Final Fantasy, as far as things go, it's a numerical pattern that they keep things with. Like, think of Final Fantasy XI. Yeah, people still play it. But it's been years, they're never getting another expansion. It's been years since the last one dropped. Well, that sucked. We were so close. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably something that is gonna get. One job quest at 80. That kind of sucks, though. I feel like I've been so... These stories, I mean, I guess I could see how they could kind of like make them go like full circle and make them come to an end. Which signifies that we probably are on our last expansion, but still. It just sucks to think that they're all just gonna kind of like work it full circle and then be over. Although we're at the edge of a new generation of gaming, we're about to be ramped up in graphics capabilities, so I kind of get it there as well. We're at the end of an era, unfortunately. Fortunately and unfortunately, if you're like me and you have to purchase everything yourself as far as upgrades, it's really unfortunate because you want to keep up with certain times, but moving up with video games and keeping a constant canality with everything that's going on is very, very expensive. Which is a little sad. Oh, shit, Saeed, did you have to go offline? If so, just let me know real quick. I just don't want to... Just saying, in a party finder right here, it's kind of a big deal. Still have several expansions planned, though he may. Again, gleaning on Final Fantasy, Square Enix, and as for what it is, as it is, looking at 11's canality and its lifespan. I'm still saying if Shadowbringers isn't the last one, the next one will be realistically. I mean, Final Fantasy XIV's not going to go on forever as much as I want it to as well. Like, look at the lifespan of 11. I mean, we had 12, 13, and then 14. So, all I'm saying, like, if this isn't the last one, the next one will be. I love that Yoshi P has that enthusiasm, but, realistically, as much as I love it, we're gonna have fans, just like 11, that stuck around for Final Fantasy XIV as another MMO will emerge and take its place. But that's the true fact of the matter, though. Eventually, it will stop, and something's gonna take its place. Oh, it does suck, Saeed. Hopefully you can get in here again. I mean, I'm not gonna kick you out of the party, don't worry. But if you can get in here again, it's all good. But if you gotta call it for the nut, just let me know, so I can get that duty fund drop. I just can't be on here too much longer. I got work tomorrow, so I can't be up too much more late, and not too much. I'm getting very hungry as well. Very hungry. Want some food? Coming back soon. Alright, it's all good. I'll just go ahead and kill it really quick. You mean, well, should have been expanded a long time ago. Never know what will happen. That's true. World of Warcraft, although World of Warcraft and Blizzard, I don't know. They've got their weird plans in the bag, but I feel ya. But the reason I say that, they probably got one more expansion in 2 years. Again, looking at 11. If I were comparing it even more so to World of Warcraft, which I did a little bit, which it does kind of match up, but like, realistically, just watching Square Enix, it took them just 2 expansions to get to where they were with how they wanted to be with Final Fantasy. I just see the continuality going out, especially being so Sony based, and like PlayStation 5's right around the corner. You hate World of Warcraft? I don't really hate it. The last expansion's the only expansion I've not played. The Battle for Azeroth, War for Azeroth. I don't really know. I think it's Battle. It's the only expansion I've not played. I actually love the game a lot. I just the only thing about World of Warcraft that it's hard for me to do is to really compare it to when I first started playing the game. There were so many things that you had to basically go through to get to the point where you are now, which didn't actually exist, so it's not that great of a example, but kinda is in a sense as well. I mean, it's just like a super simplified version of what it was, but you know, that is coming from a blind standpoint. I haven't played it since haven't played the last expansion, that's it. Huge World of Warcraft fan, honestly. For the most part, that is. The only reason I didn't play it's just because I've been so glued to Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, I love this game, and it became the more superior MMO to me. Story's a lot more addictive and enticing, I guess you could say. Man, I'm getting very tired. Honestly, didn't even expect it to take this long to get into this, this raid. Luckily, it shouldn't take too long, and also, luckily, it's, well, yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Sorry, I'm just getting very tired. I'm actually about to stretch this out to the... I thought the last restroom break was going to be the last one, but this is actually going to be the actual last restroom break. Give me just a moment. Looks like it might queue up soon. Hopefully, it'll be, it'll at least wait till I get back. Give me just a moment. Alright. What level do I think Final Fantasy? Honestly, if it doesn't stop at 90, it might go to 100. I feel like it'll stop at 90 though, to be honest with you. And like I said, I feel like they got one more expansion in the actual game. And then they'll do a different Final Fantasy series. The only reason I say it, it's just looking at 11. And I know a lot of people played 11 for a long time, and it was just a couple of years ago. A few years ago, they had their last expansion. But times have changed and things are different. People move on a lot faster. And as much as Yoshi P probably wishes to only say and wants to say that this game's come like half circle, Square Enix is the real boss in charge. Like, as much as I love that Yoshi P has his helm as for 14, in the end, Square Enix devs actually have the real say-so in what actually happens in these games. What the fucking fuck right now? That's a big thing. And it's hard for me to see Square Enix last too much longer with another MMO without constant, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I hate to speak so much ahead of myself, really, is a good way to put it, really, because I really don't know. I would love for Final Fantasy 14 to thrive further, but I just know Final Fantasy 16's right on the verge, probably not going to be an MMO, but if it's not, 17 probably will be. So, I mean, that's a good 2 to 4 to even 6 year, you know, maybe coming close. We don't really know. We'll see, though. But with PlayStation 5 coming around really soon, and I know they supported PlayStation 3, but for a long time, but conversion to newer quality content, it moves a lot faster than what it used to with people. So, I mean, maybe PS4 Pro people will get to play for a while, but eventually they'll have to, like, start taking people out of the equation just to keep the game going and keep it more modernized with the current graphics system actually going down, which is a big difference to everything. Just like the movement of the current generation of the graphic enhancements that we have is going to be the biggest deal of them all. And the capabilities of the technology that we currently have out that can keep up with certain things at the time. Like, luckily, I can push it to the last minute. I got like a PS4 Pro, so I can push it to the last minute, but needless to say, eventually, even I'm gonna have to buckle down and move on. It could be Res. Like, I can't say it's not gonna be, because again, I mean, I've seen how long 11 lasted, plus, you know, we still have a few years. The reason I like thereof the most is just the PlayStation 5. It's one of those things, a lot of us, I feel like we didn't expect it to be coming, like, it's not coming this year. It's not gonna come next year. But 2021, maybe. 2022, if not 21, yeah, definitely. And that's where my deciding factor is. It's just like, what is going to be, as far as capabilities of the PS5 and the games acquired to play on it. But it could be. You could be very much correct, Rez. I mean, it could be a lot longer, and I would not complain. I love the game for what it is. It's super great. My allergies are randomly messing up for some reason. I don't know why. But sorry about that. For everybody who caught me with the sniffles right now. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden my allergies decided to just like punch me in the face and just say, "Fuck you." We'll definitely see. I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping I'm wrong and it does last a lot longer. I mean, I love the story of Final Fantasy XIV. It's an amazing story. It's an amazing game. The community I love. Everybody I've met along the way has been so awesome. I would love for it to keep going. I just, the way I talk when I do talk about things, I just have this weird realistic point of view. Where I don't try to actually mask anything, so to speak. Like, if I feel a certain way about something, I feel like that's probably how it's gonna end up being. Got that dude. Probably about to die. Still got that, yep, dead. Oh man. Not gonna lie, not one of the greatest parties I've been running through here with. This is going very slow. I've died twice. Only, this is definitely my last run. Like, it was definitely a last run initially anyway, but it's a super definitely last run now. Like, this is just unacceptable. Oh my god. $15 years. Wow. That's a long time. I'm not quite so sure 15 or 14 here is gonna last that long, but I mean it might. Who knows? I'm rooting for it in some ways. I will definitely try to keep up with more standardized games, to be honest with you. As they go down, like 16 comes out, I'm gonna play it, so be that as it may, as things go down as they do. I guess we'll definitely have to see what I do play over time. I'm gonna try to play what I can. I feel like just nobody was trying to even play this fight correctly. Most of them are just ringing it in the background, just like, I hope it don't hit me. Hopefully the rest of this goes better than this first portion has. It's not been the greatest group. level 100 like 11 is? It might be. You know, it's pretty believable to think so. To think it would at least get that far. You know, follow the footsteps of 11. So, like, if this isn't the you know, maybe 2 more expansions, who knows? Or maybe 1 more with a long drive grind after, who knows? But, maybe. Who knows? Like, I don't, when I say these things, I don't know. Like, I'm literally purely speculation speaking. There's no research I have behind it. It's just me looking at the past and seeing how things go. And, you know, you saying that, I mean, that, it may be a big factor, you know, them follow suit with 11. 11 lasted for a long time. A very long time. And, you know, they already said, you know, as soon as PS5 comes out, you know, they're not going to drop PS4 capabilities. It'll probably be just like it was with PS3 and PS4 was with Final Fantasy 14, maybe, at least. I don't really know. But, could be. It's true. But, you know, as far as things go, as far as future does, at Square Enix and Final Fantasy alone, the games always grew. They always found grand accumulation when it comes into fans willing to jump in. New and old, from JRPG fans to hack and slash fans to straight up turn-based style fans, who like the previous games of the past. But, I mean, I'm not trying to talk negatively against it at all. I'm just like, I just know we're about to have a huge change in things, and I know eventually, at least within the next 3 to 4 years, PS4 is just it's gonna dwindle down. It really will. I mean, sadly but surely. And we might have 1 or 2 more expansions in the game, but we're also nearing the end of that. Like, we're getting close to the end of a lot of this stuff. It's a sad truth we all gotta face. And games grow all the time. Again, 11, I'm sure it had its growth. But 14 here, eventually it's gonna hit a certain point, like any other MMO, as far as the story goes. And if they don't add certain parts to it, it's just gonna plateau on its own anyway. And the story, I don't want to say has plateaued, but they're already they already ran out of ideas for what's going on in our world. We gotta like travel to a different realm to be the warrior of darkness now. Don't get me wrong, I see more wiggle room there and a lot in the future, but I'm already saying they're already like grasping for straws at the point that they're at right now. I love the story and I think it's cool for where it's going. I agree with you already, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is one of those points in any MMO I've ever played where it's just like, I don't know what you're doing, and I know how this company works. It's not Blizzard, it's Square Enix. They'll write something off and create something new just because devs said, okay, do it. And that's the reason I speak the way I do. It's nothing against the games. It's devs. Devs sells money and statistics is what I talk. I love the fact that these games have all the fans, and I love the fans that have all the hopes. I have all the hopes right there with you. But I know realistically how Square Enix works, and Square Enix, as much as we love the stories they tell, they're a very corporated, money-based system. So as much as we love those stories, that's like literally the 4th of their top 5 worries. Not even the top fucking 3. They worry more about money than anything. And that's where, no doubt, the main focus of everything is. And that's why I talk the way I do about, like, the longevity of Final Fantasy 14. I see how Square Enix is. I see how a lot of, like, gamers are. Gamers these days are also very crucial these days. Like, especially PC gamers who love to play in, like, 4K and above. And when they play anything that's only, like, 1080-esque. And, like, so many capabilities-esque as well that they've got to, like, just, like, deal with what they play. And it's not, like, lifelike. So that's the biggest reason why I talk the way I do about all that. You'll play it too? I would have to give one up to play another if I had to pay another subscription. That's why I talk about it the way I do. Like, I can't pay multiple subscriptions to play random video games. Like, I love the idea, but I would hate to have to give up this story either. But I would want to be on a more apparent, more current story. That's why I talk about it the way I do. Like, I love it, but like if Final Fantasy's, like, let's say Final Fantasy 16 came out right now, it was the next MMORPG, I would probably have to give up Final Fantasy 14 just to keep up with 16 to try to see what the fuck was up with that story and what was going down with it. Like, that's why I talk about it in the, like, the, I guess the circumstances or in the position that I do when I talk about them. Like, it's completely different for me. Like, this is a big focus. Once this becomes, like, not that big of a focus and I gotta glean on something else, it just sucks. Because it's a big gap to fill. Again, Rez, I like that answer, but it's a bleak answer from somebody at the head of a game that isn't the head of an operation. Like, as soon as Final Fantasy 16 comes into play, if it is an MMO, whatever Yoshi P said to you right there, right then, is written off just like education to a kid who was, like, taught a certain curriculum in the next year it's about to go out of date. I like that idea, but that's like somebody promising you something that they can't really give you a real promise on. But that's literally just something that also a game dev would say just to keep you around so you don't just stop being part of the game. It's like, oh yeah, I'll always have something. Well, realistically, you could say that, but gaming quality changes and people have their preferences, and with those preferences comes different quality of gaming. Which is why I say the things I do. And if it goes free to play, I'm sure like the quality of play will be even more lower tiered. Like I've got nothing like positive to say about the future about 14. As much as I love the game, it's like the same as every other MMO. It just the quality will go down, while the quality of something else would be put to such more of a substantial reach. But I'm gonna enjoy it while we got it, no doubt. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm saying a few negative things, and don't get me wrong. It's my realistic standpoint of thinking, and not to mention me just following Square Enix, how they actively go with pretty much everything they always do. Oh man, I might die this. I might die. Oh. But honestly, I don't think anything Final Fantasy or Square Enix in general is never going to be free to play. Square Enix is a very, 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 very money-based game corporation. One of the, as much as I love it, it's one of the most greedy that I'm entitled to playing I've ever been willing to admit, and I say that because everything's fucking expensive and it holds its value. So as far as free to play, I don't think that'll ever happen either. Like Final Fantasy XI right now, even still yet, isn't even free to play, even if you wanted to get on that, and it's a dead game if there ever was a dead game. So as much as I would love to believe your hopes and dreams there is, that's just not gonna happen. Director producer, all he is saying like, don't stop playing my game, they're still funding me. That's literally all I hear. You hear, oh, I'm creating more content and I will as long as I can. I hear is like, I don't have much longer left, I'm doing what I can while I can. I'm gonna start working with people I used to work with in the past to make more money, like the Nier Automata team. And I hope my retirement lasts because the game content that I have now is growing dead. My devs are growing dead. The story content I have is growing dead, and I don't think it's going to last much longer because a new console's coming out soon, and I didn't hash out enough content to keep up with it, because the Final Fantasy 14 content is nowhere near as fast as the Final Fantasy 11 content poured out, nor even World of Warcraft in the past. I know 2 years is kind of like the good old, And Final Fantasy 14 is kind of kept up, but not quite. I can keep going. I really can. I really can. I love Final Fantasy 14. I do this every day. But I'm a realist. I'm not fucking up. I'm not optimistic at all. I love to be optimistic when I can, but I'm a realist in most circumstances. And Square Enix has made me a realist amongst all games, period. They're the biggest company to promise you so much and then to just deliver you with what they can out of the promise that was so big. It's like, oh, we promised you this, but this is actually all we can give you. Sorry, don't hate us, deal with it, and we'll do better next time. They do better next time, but it's not that big of a difference. I'm a huge Square Enix fan. Don't even try to test it. I will get right up there with you. Ask me some questions, I'll answer them. Huge Square Enix fan. All I'm gonna say is, I am a realist, and I'm not about to say it just because some game dev told me something that's gonna happen. I know it's already not gonna happen because I'm very realistic. The content isn't dead? No, it's not dead. I agree. But once we have a new system and a new systematic capability, the content will slowly start to die because the focus for Square Enix will be, like, the biggest thing I can literally say, like, right now is already Final Fantasy 15. Look at Final Fantasy 15 event in Final Fantasy 14, and then look at Final Fantasy 15 in Final Fantasy 15. Okay, imagine we have a Final Fantasy 16, and a Final Fantasy 16 event in Final Fantasy 14 is going to look like goddamn shit. Like, needless to say, there's no buttering it up, not dousing a little sugar on there to make it sound better. It's going to look like shit. Final Fantasy 15, Noctis looked like a fucking PS2 character. Okay, I'm coming at you from the most standard opinion ever. I love this game. I'm out here playing it on a PS4 Pro. I'm not playing it on PC. So I'm not like a total like quality guru is a good way to put it. It's a good word. Shit. Got a little focused on there. But like the thing is, once that quality ramps up, the quality of this game is going to look shittier and shittier on newer graphics. And once that PS5 drops, it's going to be the same. And the people that stuck around the PS4 is going to have to deal with more and more lag, less, longer loading times. I mean, I can go on and on. Did we all die for real? What's up, Euthanasia? Three and a half months. I can't use that as a standard MMO. You say 3.5 months, and I get it. That's the patch content release. 3.5 months, we get like 3 things to do. Like, I'm not using that as a standard MMO capability drop. Like, I've played things like Guild Wars, who dump them all out at once. I've played things like Perfect World, where it's free to play and they dump it out like weekly. You tell me, like, I love Final Fantasy 14. I do, Riz. I do. 3.5 months. That's not that great for an MMO. Like, I know World of Warcraft's a big comparison to that. It's not that great. Like, I've played a lot of MMOs. They're very slow with their content. Very slow with their patches. I love the game. But I could rip this one to shreds if you really want to give me a real review. I'm giving it a fan review, though, which I like to keep it at. You give me a real gamer review, I will rip 14 in half. I love the game, I do. But this game, as far as the dev content goes, the fan content goes, don't even. Oh, I will rip it in half. Ah! Not even going to go there, though. I love 14, I'm going to keep it at that, but believe me, as far as MMOs go, wow, to be a professionally MMO like top-rated top 20 out there, wow, I could rip it in half real fucking quick. And I'm not going to tonight. Don't ask me to. Don't get offended by that, but believe me, I can. And again, I'm a very strong, I love Final Fantasy 14, love Square Enix, but I'm a very realistic guy when it comes to the dev team of Final Fantasy Square Enix. I've been in this game for my whole life. Like, they're the company I love the most out of every video game community, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I will rip them apart when they need to be ripped apart. And believe me, their dev community is the biggest place. Along with the canality of their video games, the continuality of their video games, like 11, you want my realistic opinion? It should have ended far faster than it did. The fact that 11 went on for as long as it did created a literally a clan, or a community, if you will, of people who thought it would and needed it to go on even longer than it did, which prolonged into a Final Fantasy XIV crew, which is going to have the same opinion for 11 that they did for 14, or the same 14 that they did 11, which I'll end there. But believe me, I love Square Enix, I love Final Fantasy, but believe me, as far as their dev team, oh, I could rip them a new one every single dev this week. They're not, they only think money. I don't care what you think right now. I'm literally not even going to look down right now to care to think what you say right now. Square Enix is the most business-based money, other than EA games that I actually play, that they're out to just literally reap what you have in your wallet. They don't care if you like the game. They don't care if you like the gameplay. There's a lot of good people on the dev team. A lot of people really working hard out there to get good quality games out. But let me tell you, they don't care. Right now, if Square Enix said Final Fantasy XIV was over, we're doing Final Fantasy XVI, it's the new MMORPG, either deal with it or get over it, we're not doing anything new, they would do it. Just to get that little brief moment of excitement out. That's why I feel the way I do so strongly. But I'm not about to rest my wearies in something else, or even try to, like, briefly think that Final Fantasy XIV is going to last for anything longer than 2 to 4 years. Once PS5 drops, I don't care what Yoshi P wants. I know what Square Enix is and how it does, and how it always has been. Square, most significantly, from Squaresoft to Square Enix to Square Industries, like, even going outside of Square Enix itself, I know how they are and the devs are. Like, once they draw the line, they draw the line. Whether we like it or not, fans in general, they will say, fuck you, we're changing this. Either deal with it or don't like it. Final Fantasy VII Remake is the best thing ever to really get on that. Like, I'm about Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm about it. I'm so about it. I want it to happen. I'm gonna love the fact that the gameplay is gonna be changed up like the way it is. People who played the original Final Fantasy VII, who never played any other Final Fantasy after that, who just stopped liking how it happened, are just pissed off right now. And Square Enix is saying, I don't care. We're gonna do this way. That's Square Enix. That's what they're always gonna do. It's what they always will do. And that's why I feel about the games while I do. It's because I know exactly how things go. Like, having your standard means absolutely nothing, because they'll literally do whatever they want. So I keep a very open mind standpoint for everything that's gonna come. And also I have very bleak to, like, I never look at anything and think it's gonna last longer than just a couple of years. Like, I've said what I've said about Final Fantasy XIV. I don't think it's going to last that much longer, honestly. They're very greedy. And do they care? Again, I don't think so. They listen to, like, literally, I hate to say it, but like 75% of the fans that played Final Fantasy VII the original to Final Fantasy VII the remake wanted it to be the original turn-based system that it is now. What is it going to be? Not that. I'm not going to get into it any too much further than that. And, you know, you can believe what you want to believe with Square Enix. They're a great company. They are. They care about their fans in some ways. But initially, if it's a Square Enix decision or a fan decision, I promise you 100%, it's going to be a very Square Enix decision, not a fan decision. I know they care about their fan base, Rez, and I love that they do. But it's I've been a Square Enix fan my whole life. I will never get my hopes up for any certain thing ever again, ever. Like, they ruined that years ago, a decade ago. They ruined that. So keep those hopes up. I condone you for it. Maybe it'll pay off. It'll be very worth it. Maybe. But me, I've lost that faith, Riz, and I hope you do can and will continue to keep it. Like, no doubt. I love that. And honestly, I get that obsession over graphics, but we're moving to a different system, and let me tell you, seeing Noctis in PS2 graphics, it didn't just kill me. I wasn't even the one that mentioned it, is the worst part, and I've heard so many things. I was decently okay with it. 3/4 of the Final Fantasy 15 people who actually play 14, which aren't many, did not like it though. It was like saying, are you literally slapping me in the face for being a Final Fantasy 14 fan? And a lot of us don't talk about that in our group now. But I'll follow groups outside of our groups. I'll follow the real crucial Square Enix groups. Because I've been a Square Enix fan literally my whole life. Like I really have. I love Square Enix for so many games, not just Final Fantasy. But I don't always agree with the devs' decision. I'm not one to falter very quick to it either. I'm one to very quickly, like, I know a few things about, like, gaming and coding, and I know some shortcuts that get taken quite often in these games, and sometimes I get a little upset, not gonna lie. They're just running out of ideas, to be it's honest. Developer looking for their biggest venture? I would say that in some ways that I do agree, but I can't say that in Final Fantasy XIV. I see a lot of wiggle room. Euthanasia. But in some ways I can't agree. I don't see that they're running out of ideas in Final Fantasy XIV. The biggest thing in Final Fantasy XIV that honestly, it's not even an argument. Like, it's very clearly evident. Like, it's not they're running out of ideas. Like, they can only push things so far. Like, once Final Fantasy 16 or 17 is actually evidently available to be pushed out to the public with a much stronger graphic system than 14 was ever actually able to put out, that'll be their focus. They'll be like, we're doing, like, Square Enix literally has always been the exact same thing. They put out like 90% better graphics of a video game than most gaming companies do pretty much fucking ever. Which is kind of like, again, the Square Enix thing, you know, it's like their go-to. They got the best graphics, they've got the best everything. And I kind of just feel like that's, you know, gonna be the, like, again, the focus they've always had, you know? Push out the best to get the best to do the best. It's not a good idea to compare him to Blizzard as. I can't agree with you, or disagree with you, but I can't say it's not a good idea to compare him to Blizzard. Blizzard's running off the same system. Square Enix has already changed several times over. Like, we are not running the same system of Final Fantasy XI. We are a much different system, and I feel like, again, it will change very soon. I love your enthusiasm, though. I agree with what you said, with what I said. Like, I really don't think it'll get to that. Like, it's not just me. Like, you think it's just me because I'm the only person you probably heard talk about it, but I'm a big video game player. Like, Blizzard and Square Enix do not follow. Blizzard has a set path where they're just like, this is what we're gonna do. It's like a remote. Like, literally like a remote. We'll compare this to Blizzard, just like a TV remote. Where TV remote is like power. We'll use this as the beginning of Blizzard's lifespan. This is vanilla WoW. They got input in the reasonably, you know, easy to find numbers. Where you can find a channel if you have basic cable or just like basic satellite. Which I'm hoping you have neither. And you have something like internet out there, and hopefully it's doing a better job for you. But that's a lot for you. Some people don't have that. And some people do have that, okay? So, like, I'm saying this is Blizzard. This is Blizzard. Blizzard has an on input numerical system. That's Blizzard. And Blizzard has always worked with this, and they always will, because that's what's worked. They do it with every game they've got. I'm keeping it bleak. I'm not going to even explain it, because if I do, god damn it, I'll be up for another 2 hours with another fucking conversation of why I gotta explain it the way I am right now. But I'm keeping it. Blizzard keeps it simplistic. Well, this is Final Fantasy XIV at the moment. We've got other options, but it's still fucking simplistic, and it's only getting more simple. Okay, the reason I say the things I do about Final Fantasy, and the reason I do about the capabilities, it's because of graphics. Since I've played Final Fantasy XIV, I've literally watched PS3 drop, graphics drop, systems drop, like PS3, and then now only further capabilities like, I heard, the last thing I heard is like PS4 Pro will be kind of like the last league of like the capabilities of Final Fantasy XIV. Luckily, I've already got a PS4 Pro. But for the people who literally gotta wait 2 to 4 years from now, maybe even 6, maybe it's 6 years from now. And if it is, that's even worse. To wait 6 years to play a game such undergraphically, like, produced. Like, don't get me wrong, I know it's gonna be on PS5 as well, but don't get me wrong, there's a lot of systematic changes about to happen that the PS4 are not gonna be able to keep up with. That's a realistic standard. Along with the graphic standards of every MMO about to come out right now. Like, we're all dabbling in 4G capabilities as far as internet quality and mobile service quality. 4G. 5G is about to really branch dramatically awesome. A lot of us are getting used to 4K. 8K and 12K are becoming much more apparent now as well. I just can't see much more canality and longevity out of a game that's still functioning off of 720p in some, you know, that's just me. You know, 14, it might have more story. Past this, Shadowbringers probably won't be the last one, but the next one, honestly, strongly 100% will be. And I don't say that in a negative way. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm 100% okay with that. Like, if we have Shadowbringers, one more expansion, end, I'm okay with that. Like, that's a big thing to come to, like, conclusion with as well. I'm actually okay with that. Like, as expensive as it is to upgrade and hard as it is to upgrade, that's the reason why I myself have kept up with Square Enix, Final Fantasy, and the MMOs all these years, is because they do ramp it up, where Blizzard does not. I like Blizzard for what it is. The community's okay. They're actually a bunch of assholes out there. But, it's okay as far as the community goes. The gameplay's okay. But they haven't changed a lot. They've changed a lot since Vanilla WoW. But as far as, like, graphics go, I mean, let's get real. I play Final Fantasy XIV, I jump in here and I'm like, this is like, you know, it's pretty damn decent graphics. I play World of Warcraft and I'm like, okay, I'm playing, like, GameCube on fucking PC, but I'm telling myself it's okay. And so I'm not against it. Like, don't count me wrong. I'm not saying anything against the future. I'm actually about it. I would love to see Final Fantasy in better quality. You just don't agree Final Fantasy in its prom right now? I mean, I just feel so strongly about that. Entity Valak. It's hell or it's the beta. I mean, kinda. It's a great series. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy is definitely a great series. No, Riz, don't think of that. I'm thinking it's going to be worse. Like, again, you know, I get Final Fantasy 11. Like, it was just a few years ago Final Fantasy 11 had its very last expansion. There's going to be so many fans there, but I'm going to be one of those people, like, look at me from a streamer. I love this game. I love the story. But if we have a Final Fantasy new MMORPG, I can't linger here any longer. I got to get on that next one. And I know it'll happen. And that's the standpoint I really look from. And I can see all the drops that'll eventually cause me to move even much more forward there. I love Final Fantasy XIV. It's been a great game. I've met so many of you through it. But I very honestly know it's longevity's not gonna be that long, realistically. I just get that. But that's just me, you know, no hard feelings, and hopefully nobody feels that way towards it, but there's the realistic side of things. Even if Yoshi P right now does a live stream and said, I got 4 more years into it, I might believe 4 more years, but if he jumped in now and said, like, 6 more years, I'm gonna look at that screen and be like, yeah, sorry, Yoshi. It's not gonna happen. I love Final Fantasy XIV, but I understand video games, the movement of technology, and life in general. We got like a year left, maybe 2 years, 4 at the most of this game. Anything past that, it's just sadly not gonna happen. Oh yeah, they'll make a new MMO, and they'll also make this capable for PlayStation 5. I get that too. I believe it, Riz. I do. And again, I mean, no offense when I'm saying all this stuff. Apparently, I'm getting some feelings riled up, but I'm very realistic when it comes to Square Enix. Very realistic when it comes to games. Very realistic when it comes to Sony and MMOs in general. And none of them are like Blizzard. Blizzard has a setup that's just, honestly, sadly, never going to change, which it should. We need new devs at Blizzard. But I've seen how things go with Final Fantasy XIV as well, and yeah. But I can't disagree, Rez. Like, neither one of us know, and you could be totally right, and I could agree with you, and if it does go longer, I can't discriminate. I would love it for it to be honest with you, Rez. I hope you're more right than I am. Definitely. I just think of this business standpoint, which is so pessimistic. Yeah, I know it is. Very pessimistic. But if you're thinking business smartly, you want to go more of a knowledge-based. Pessimistic is the best way to look at fucking things as far as they go, as far as business, and the way you want them to go. I'm very pessimistic. I'm sorry. I really am. You enjoyed talking about it? I'm glad. Very glad. And I hope you're right more than I am. I love this game, and I want it to go on so much farther than it does. I really do. And I would love to be wrong, but I just know how I went to the wrong spot. I went to the workshop. But I just know Square Enix, my whole life. It's been a series where I've hoped for like so much out of Square Enix, and they've, as much as I love Square Enix, they've been the biggest disappointment of my life. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. They're the biggest disappointment, as because devs roll over fans always with Square Enix. It's a sad truth, and that's why I feel like I'm so pessimistic. But no doubt, it was educationally fun. I'm glad, Saeed. But no doubt, everybody, I am gonna get out of here. I'm very tired, very hungry. I'm ready to get out of here. And thank you all so much, Rez. As always, love that me and you both, we can get on these very perfect, like, conversations where we're not getting mad, but we both, like, we think at this exponentially amount where it's like, I know Square Enix, I know this game, and I have this hope. And the other one's like, I'm pessimistic. I'm the pessimistic when you got the hope right now. Sometimes it may be mixed up between the two, but definitely, Riz, I'm glad that you could get on that. Love the conversation. And I hope that you're more raw in the future than I am, no doubt. And everybody watching tonight, thank you so much for jumping in as well. I'm sorry, I had a lot of conversation going on. I'm very passionate about how I feel about things. So I'd love to hash that out so people just don't think I'm talking like full of shit just because I got like some idea out there. Like, my ideas definitely glean on some sort of educational value. And I always love to, glean upon that, even if I'm wrong. I love for you to at least see why I think the way I do. Even if I'm wrong, then maybe if you see why I think the way I do, and I'm wrong, you can glean in with a more educational view that I could take in upon in the future. That makes more sense. That's the way I love to look at it. But no doubt, I've had a lot of fun being here tonight. Wish I could have had a little bit more progress, but can't complain for what I did. Saeed, thank you so much for helping out. Zombie, you helped out tonight as well. Rez, wish you could have got in on here. I know maybe you gotta wait one more day. Maybe we're out there at that point. But glad you can get some great conversation. Hoping you're more correct than what I am with Final Fantasy XIV. I would love to see this play out a lot more further than what I really think it will be, but we'll actually see in the future. But I'm very tired, I'm very hungry, and honestly, I gotta take a restroom break, to be honest with you, so it seems like a good time to just kind of end it all now. But no doubt, thank you all so much for watching. Good night to you as well, Rez, and good night to you also, Saeed. And anybody watching Euthanasia, no doubt, hopefully you enjoyed Final Fantasy XIV on PS3, but no doubt, Euthanasia, thank you so much for jumping in as well. Glad to have you. Entity Valak, glad you could jump in tonight. It's cool having you as well. Sorry, I may have missed that, no doubt. And Zombie, thank you so much. Anybody missed along the way? Sorry, I actually gotta get out of here. I actually gotta use the restroom, no doubt. But I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for watching, and it's been a lot of fun. And thank you, no doubt. And we'll be back with Nier on Wednesday. Popular demand. I'm gonna regret it probably, but we'll see. Yeah. But for now, I'm out of here. Till then, good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Till next time.